Dragon Quest as a series has always been one of the true giants of the JRPG genre. It's been around since the 80s, and that's a pretty long time. It helped define what turn-based RPGs even are, and somehow, decades later, it still feels kinda relevant, maybe even incredibly relevant. Interesting. While we're out here still waiting for the next big mainline entry, Square Enix has been revisiting classics lately. And now we get Dragon Quest VII Reimagined, a full remake of the old PlayStation and 3DS title. And honestly, this might be the best way this game has ever existed. The story starts small. Really small. You begin on Esther, an island so peaceful and uneventful that it almost feels like nothing could ever happen there. No monsters, no danger, no adventure. It's basically the most boring place you could imagine living as a would-be hero, well, even as a nobody, but that calm doesn't last long, you know. Together with your friends Kiefer and Maribel, you discover ancient ruins filled with strange stone fragments and mysterious portals. When you activate them, you're suddenly sent into the past. Each portal leads to a different island that, for some reason, has disappeared from your present-day world. And every one of those islands is facing some kind of disaster. And you can already guess it. Your job is to fix their problems in the past so they can exist again in the future. That structure defines the, well, entire game. Instead of one long continuous storyline, Dragon Quest VII is built like a collection of mini-adventures. Every island feels like its own little episode, with new characters, new conflicts, and its own self-contained story. Some are emotional, some are mysterious, and some are just fun little fantasy tales. I don't know how else to say it. And yeah, a few of them are a bit forgettable as well, we're gonna be honest about that. But that episodic format gives the game a really cozy storybook feeling. It's less about constant high stakes and more about slowly exploring the world and helping people along the way. Now, if you've ever played the original version, you probably remember one thing very clearly. The pacing. It was slow. Painfully slow. The early hours dragged on forever and a lot of players simply gave up before the game even really started. Thankfully, Reimagined fixes that in some way. Events move faster, unnecessary padding has been trimmed down, and progression feels much smoother overall. Some sections are shortened and certain islands are optional or removed entirely. The result is a game that still feels long and epic, but no longer feels like it's wasting your time. At least for the most part. It's still a slow burn. This is Dragon Quest after all, but it's a much more enjoyable slow burn. Combat stays very traditional, and I mean that in the best way possible, of course. This is a classic turn-based battling. You pick commands from a menu, manage your party, plan your moves, and slowly outsmart tougher enemies. No action gimmicks, no overcomplicated systems, just clean old-school RPG design that feels comfortable and reliable. If you grew up with classic JRPGs, this feels like coming home. The vocation system also returns, which basically works like a job system. Characters can train as warriors, mages, priests, thieves, and many more classes later on. As you level them up, you unlock new skills and abilities, letting you customize your party however you like. It takes a while before the system fully opens up, which is a bit frustrating early on, but once it does, it adds a lot of depth. There's also a new feature called moonlighting, which lets characters combine two vocations at the same time. That gives you way more flexibility and makes experimenting with builds a lot more fun. Visually, the game got a complete glow up. The world now has this bright, colorful, almost toy-like look. Everything feels like a little diorama you're walking through. It's charming, expressive, but it actually fits Dragon Quest perfectly. The characters also still look exactly how you'd expect, with the classic Toriyama-inspired style. And the whole game just radiates warmth and personality. It's not trying to be realistic or cinematic. It's trying to be cozy, and it absolutely nails that vibe. Of course, not everything is perfect. Some of the old school design quirks are still here. Menus can feel clunky, and once your inventory fills up, you'll be doing a lot of scrolling to find what you need. Saving the game still takes a lot longer than it should because of unnecessary dialogue, and your party members sometimes pop up with random comments that add absolutely nothing. It's charming the first few times, but after 500 times it's pretty, well, you're done. After that it's just getting more annoying by the time, but honestly, those are small frustrations in what's otherwise a really relaxing experience, because that's what Dragon Quest VII Reimagined does best. It's relaxing. You explore towns, talk to weird villagers, smash pots for hidden loot, hunt for treasure, listen to cheerful music, and just exist in this colorful fantasy world. It's comfort food in video game form, that's what I would call it. Not every island story is amazing, not every mechanic is modern, but taken as a whole, it's incredibly easy to get lost in. You sit down to play for half an hour and suddenly 3 hours are gone. So in the end, Dragon Quest VII Reimagined doesn't try to reinvent the wheel. It simply takes a beloved classic, smooths out the rough edges, improves the pacing, updates the visuals, and delivers the definitive version of a very old school RPG. If you love traditional JRPGs, you'll probably have a great time here. If you want fast cinematic non-stop action, don't buy this game, just don't do it. This isn't the game you want. You're gonna regret your decision. But if you want a long, charming, cozy adventure you can slowly sink into and take your time and be patient and, you know, click to dialogue a lot of times, this is absolutely worth your time then it's perfect. Then you should buy it, you know, do it. For me, it's an easy recommendation if you like these kind of games, and easily the best way to experience Dragon Quest VII today. You know, if you want to get into this series of games from Dragon Quest, I would recommend getting in with this game. It's nice, it looks nice, it feels fun, and it's a good start. So yeah, let me know what you did. Drop some comments like, I bought it, yoo-hoo! Let me know, drop that in the comment if you bought it. If you didn't buy it, or you're like, fuck this game, drop that in the comments as well, like, fuck this game, woohoo. Okay, thanks for watching, guys. Much love. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, because I would say, yes, thank you, yoo-hoo. And I'll see you the next time. Bye.